Am I the asshole for refusing to financially support my daughter's boyfriend? I, F48, have a daughter, F18, who wants to go to art school. Her dream school is 4 hours from where we live in the capital of our state. Rent prices are out of this world expensive there, and we thought for a long time that she wouldn't be able to go to this school, until my sister offered her to stay at their house in the city rent-free. She has accepted the offer and will be attending school at the end of May. Me and my husband very excited for her. Before this offer came, however, she had a backup plan involving her boyfriend, M22. Some background information. She met this guy through the Target she works at. At 21 years old, he does not have a driver's license. Me and my husband had to help him learn how to drive and get his learner's permit, a high school diploma, a GED, or even sufficient savings built up. No one in our family has ever been fond of him. He is crass, rude, immature, and unmotivated. Every time he is over at our house, he is all over my daughter. He does not understand consequences. The only thing he had going for him was that he had a job. Well, not anymore. He was fired from Target. Her original plan was to move with him to the city of the school she wanted to attend, until she realized how impossible that would be with rent prices being what they are. That was a nasty wake-up call for her. So, her backup plan was to move with him to the city 2 hours from ours, with another art school she could attend. This way, her boyfriend could stay with her and work full-time to provide for them both while she was in school full-time. When we discussed this plan, I told her I would not help her pay for her car insurance or her phone bill if she chose to go to her second-choice school just so he could live with her. She was very upset with me, and brought up how I'm paying for these things for her older brother. I responded that her brother is in school full-time pursuing his bachelor's degree. Without living a partner we would have to support. She has now confided in this brother and he has informed me that she is accusing me of financially manipulating her, because I did not want to help support her boyfriend while she went to school. Let me reiterate, she was going to settle for another school so her boyfriend could live with her, instead of going to her dream school. I would also like to mention that the program she is looking at is only 6 months long. She will be separated from her boyfriend for 6 months this way. So, I guess I'm wondering, am I the asshole by financially manipulating her? Or am I just setting a boundary that I would not help her make a huge mistake and settle for less than what she wants? If anyone has any questions or needs more information, I'd be happy to provide answers. Edit. Clarifications. First, she has accepted my sister's offer and will be attending her dream school. This is just an issue she has decided to revisit, for a reason I can't fully understand at the time. Second, someone asked about his parents. He still lives with them, and they are partly responsible for how he's turned out and why he is so far behind in life. They are very hard on him and treat him pretty poorly. Not the asshole. Set the boundaries and do not waver. Your daughter is making the most monumental mistake by attaching herself to this young man. By sending her money, or paying her bills, you will only be allowing him to further take advantage of her. I guarantee you that she will end up quitting shortly after she starts school and will not even tell you because she won't want you to know that she had to get a job and support him. I'm speaking from experience here. Do not tell her to leave him or try to convince her in any way to go to the other school. You must let her make her own choice. The only thing you can do is exactly what you are doing. Set the boundaries of what you will and won't do and stick to them. Not the asshole. A short-term romance is leading her away from her dream school. This is an immature decision of a young one basking in new love. No harm trying to knock some sense into her. You don't owe her boyfriend anything. He sounds like a leech. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It's not your responsibility to support both of them while she goes to school. I think she's making a big mistake by changing her plans because of him. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for saying, "Ask mom," to my dad? I'm a 30F living with my parents. There are a couple reasons for this, but I'll keep it short. My dad was a horrible man. He cheated on my mom, abused her and her children, myself included, and used money from his traveling business to fund personal ventures instead of his own family. I'm still living under his roof because I don't have a job at the moment. I just finished school, so I'll get one soon. Because of the trauma caused by my father, I've been dealing with anxiety and depression. I've gotten some help for myself through therapy and personal interests. I'm much better now, but the improvements I've made have subsequently made me colder towards my dad. I didn't want to be deterred by his BS, so I put up that wall to shield my feelings. This incident happened a few hours ago. My parents were making travel plans this week for my dad's business. My mom asked me to help her with cooking the next morning since she would be running around buying for the trip. I agreed to help out since I wasn't planning on doing anything that day. My dad came home late at night from the office. After eating, he called me and asked, "Will you be able to come into the office for an hour tomorrow morning? I need to pick up a few things for the office." I responded with, "Ask her," pointing to my mom sitting across from him. His eyes went wide and he sort of scowled at me. My mom turned to me and said, "You can go for just the hour. Just finish up the cooking when you get back." I then said, "Okay, then. I'm able to come in for the hour." I began walking to my room when my dad called me back. I wasn't sure why he was calling me again at the time, but I prepared my mind for what he was about to say. He said, in a low, angry voice, "You know, the answer you gave me was wrong. I would like you to think about what you said to me." I looked at him funny and asked, "What did I say wrong?" He responded, "I'd like you to think about it. If you can't figure it out after reflecting, you can come to me later and I can explain it." My blood began to boil. "Well, can you tell me exactly what I said that was wrong, now?" He dismissed me again in the same manner. My mom chimed in. "Yeah, what did she say that was wrong in her answer? Why now say it now?" I didn't even bother to listen and turned around to walk away. You could hear the anger coming from my words. I said, "If I don't learn anything from this, it's not my fault." I heard my mom verbally agree with what I said, but nothing else as I closed my room door behind me. I stewed in my room for a long time. A part of me felt justified in walking away from my dad the way I did. I asked him, twice, to explain any wrongdoing on my end, but each time he refused to communicate it to me. I felt as though I was being spoken to like a child. But there's still a tiny part of me that feels I went too far, and that, for the sake of my mom, I should have approached the situation differently. Reddit, was I wrong in what I did? Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. You demoted him to being less important than your mom. He didn't like that. Arrogant jerk. Not the asshole. You challenged the dynamics of your family household by giving power to your mother and taking it away from your father. He didn't like that. In saying that I would be cautious with doing this because you put your mom in a difficult position, being mediator between dad and child. It sounds like he has an authoritarian approach, my way or the highway, which is known to be terrible for development. The sooner you can get out, the sooner your life will go boom, good boom. Not the asshole. For the life of me I can't see why what you did warranted his reaction there. You'd agreed to something with or for your mom, and even if he did not know that, and this looked to him like you were denying his parental authority and asserting implicitly that your mom was in charge. How fragile does an ego have to be to get this twisted up about that? Not the asshole, but you may want to get your job and living arrangements in order before getting too much braver. Maybe you can take your mom with you when you leave. Me when I was 14 and my dad didn't speak to me for 3 months and I had no idea why. It ended up being because I was rude to him, not saying goodbye when he left for work while I was asleep in my room because vacation time. Am I the asshole for sending my parents money instead of spending it on my girlfriend? Hi, M35. Am I the asshole for sending my parents extra money every month instead of spending it on my girlfriends? GF. To get it out of the way, we both have full-time jobs and have been living together for 2 years. We have separate bank accounts. She has no problem with pointing out every little thing she wants me to buy her. I normally tell her that said item isn't in my budget. But if she wanted it, she should buy it for herself. Now I'm not cheap, she does get gifts from me. Xmas, birthdays, date nights, anniversary, Valentine's Day X. I pay for all that. But the random $300, $400 shoes when she has plenty, not in my budget. She does pay her own phone bill and we split the home expenses. The purpose for the Am I the Asshole post is her finding out how much I've been sending my parents each month. That being $500, $1,000 each month. They're both on a form of SSI, and because they are married they each only get half what they should be getting. They both worked most of their lives, both can no longer work. With life as it is now, for the past few years I've been helping them. She knew this, just not how much. She expected $100, $200 a month. She found out when our takeout girl called us due to a mess up in our order. I was busy so she answered my phone. After hanging up she backed out of the phone app and my bank app was still open. I guess her curiosity got the best of her because she decided to start scrolling and found my most recent payment to my parents. She asked why I needed to send them so much and after a rough talk. She found out how much I've been sending. She didn't like the fact that I could afford to send all that to them but not buy her insert random thing she wanted. Keep in mind, when it comes to her buying me gifts for Xmas, birthdays, date nights, anniversary, Valentine's Day she doesn't. To her, girls don't buy gifts for their guys. She's the gift, her words. She'll occasionally buy me little things, nothing more than a few dollars at a time. Again, she has her own full-time job. We both get up in the morning and got to work. We both take care of the apartment. We take turns cooking, each being better at cooking something than the other. But back to her issue with my money, she wasn't happy at all. Got on my case about being financially abusive and a bad boyfriend because I don't drop hundreds of dollars on her on a whim. When I told her that she makes just as much as I do and that we split finances equally and that she should have plenty to spoil herself with, she got testy and told me that it was different. That's her money and it was my job to take care of her. I am taking care of her, just not dropping money on things neither of us needs. I knew from past experiences that she'd get moody when I didn't buy her expensive things, but until recently I never seen her flip over money that wasn't hers. We aren't engaged or married. This is a new side of her that I'm not liking. Am I the asshole for sending my parents money instead of spending on my GF? Not the asshole. It is your money. Given the following statements. But back to her issue with my money, that's her money and it was my job to take care of her. She's the gift, it is time to run. You have a choice to cut it now or being sucked dry by her, money-wise, and dropped. You not a boyfriend, you are a potential source of money. Not the asshole. She's entitled and materialistic. What are you supposed to do? Let your parents become homeless or starve? She can buy her own man's shoe, and find a new BF. She should be proud of you, for helping your parents. Not the asshole. Your money is your money, and it is not your job to take care of her every whim. She's no more the gift in the relationship than you are. Why should she be considered more precious just because she has a vagina? You're not the asshole. Your parents have needs, your girlfriend has wants. Huge difference. It's great that you're helping support your parents. At least they appreciate all you're doing, unlike the ungrateful girlfriend you're describing. Not the asshole. It's lovely that you are helping your parents out. Your partner should see how that makes you a good person, not get mad that it's money you could spend on her. Am I the asshole for going to a birthday party in casual attire? I, 21F, recently went to a birthday party for a girl I know. I am not very close to this girl, but she was inviting the rest of my friend group and so it was probably somewhat of a courtesy invite. From the little I do know about her, I can tell that she is very girly and loves to dress up. I am the complete opposite. I am a tomboy and I hate wearing dresses and skirts, and am much more comfortable in jeans and a t-shirt. The party was in my friend's apartment, so no super fancy restaurant or venue or anything, but the birthday girl asked us all to dress in semi-formal attire for some reason. I made sure to let her know ahead of time that I am not comfortable in dresses or fancy clothes and would not be comfortable dressing up, and she told me I could wear a suit or a jumpsuit, and that she wanted her party to feel like an occasion. Again, I am not comfortable in formal attire, and if this were a venue with a dress code, I would bite the bullet for her sake, but it was literally just in an apartment, so there was no official rule and she had no right to dictate what I do unless I'm harming someone else at her party. I told her as much and she said that she didn't want to fight over it but she would really appreciate it if I put in some effort. I thought it was very shallow to put a dress code on a birthday party, since what someone's wearing shouldn't be as important as the fact that they're there to celebrate with you. And I also wasn't too keen on the idea of someone thinking that their birthday gives them the right to control people down to what they wear, so I told her that I would not be dressing up. She said okay. When the party rolled around, I stuck to what I said I would do and came in my usual jeans and t-shirt. Everyone was taking pictures and nobody asked me to be in any, which was making me feel very left out. Every time I got in a picture by asking if I could be in it, whoever was taking it would take one with me and then immediately take one without as soon as I left. I asked one of the girls I knew that was there if everything was okay and why I couldn't join in any of the pictures. She told me it was because of the way I was dressed, and that everyone else was dressed up and my clothing was making the party look less special. I got very sad and left. I really didn't think people would actively exclude me just because of my clothes. It just didn't seem like a big deal to me, but I know that I was told to dress up. Am I the asshole? Edit. For those of you saying there was a dress code, there wasn't. The birthday girl just wanted people to dress semi-formal, but this wasn't enforced. Nobody stopped me from coming how I was dressed, they just excluded me. Edit 2. Yes, I could have not gone. But the birthday girl and her guests would have continued feeling entitled to control how people dress that way, and I was hoping to show them that we can still have fun when people dress how they're comfortable and that clothes are really no big deal. You are the asshole. The party was for girly girl that wanted people to dress up. Location is irrelevant. You refused. Then got pissy that no one wanted pictures with you. Which was making me feel very left out. Next time, follow the dress code or stay home. You are the asshole. She told you in advance that people were supposed to be dressed up. You blew her off. And now you are throwing yourself a pity party because you were the only person not dressed up and you felt left out. You are the asshole. So there was no official rule and she had no right to dictate what I do. Yes, she does. It is her birthday party with a theme for formal wear. You are the asshole. More so for intentionally not following the dress code and then being upset and leaving because you felt left out. Edit. Spelling. You are the asshole. This isn't about control. You also did not have to go. Just because someone invites you to something does not mean you are required to attend. If you really didn't want to dress up, you could have said, "Thank you, but no thank you."